This is one reason why a raw food diet won't work well for one person, or may work well for one person but not another. In fact, it also accounts for why certain varieties or types of raw food diets will be more suited to you than others. So, for example, if you've ever wondered why you should go vegetarian, whether you should go vegetarian, whether you would do well eating raw meat, whether you should juice or not, have you ever wondered whether superfoods will work for you? Now, some raw foodists will do well on juicing lots of vegetables, while others will do well eating lots of raw meat. In fact, the specific types of vegetables to juice will even vary a great deal too, and some will work better than others for you. Typically, raw food diets focus on greens, but for some people these can actually create imbalances internally within the body and lead to a worsened state of health, often over a period of time. In fact, some raw foodists will fare much better on a high-fat, high-protein diet focused around raw meat, whilst others will do better eating a low-fat, high-fruit vegetable diet, which is most commonly associated to the raw food movement. It's important to realise that whilst following a specific raw food diet may help you to feel well in the short term, in the longer term it can actually take your body out of balance and make you feel unwell, especially if it is not suited to your metabolism, to your unique makeup. And until you understand your particular metabolism better, you'll never know what the effect is likely to be. Now, there is an answer to this conundrum, one that will bring some clarity to this area, and the key to understanding what foods will work best for you is to know your metabolism. And the best tool I've come across for understanding this is the science of metabolic typing. Now, this is a science that's been established over the last 30 years or so, and in order to understand what metabolic typing is and how it could potentially benefit you, especially on your raw food diet, then I highly recommend you check out my YouTube video on it, or even sign up to my next teleconference that I'm going to be running fairly soon on what foods and diets will work best for you. Now, the second area has a powerful influence on whether raw food diets will work for you, is the state of health of your digestive system. Now, and the reason I say this is a poor digestive system or poor digestive health can actually lead to a raw food diet worsening your overall health. Now, this may seem a little bit confusing at first, as one of the main reported benefits, in fact one that I pointed out in my previous slideshow, the pros and cons of a raw food diet, one of the main reported benefits of a raw food diet is it actually improved digestion. So how can a raw food diet improve digestion but at the same time worsen your health? Well, to understand this point, you first need to know a little bit more about how the digestive processes work, the demands raw food places on digestion, and how raw food benefits digestion, all of which I shall reveal to you right now. Now, the chief reason by which raw food is suggested to improve digestion is because of the high enzyme content of raw food, which in cooked and processed foods is virtually non-existent. This is obviously because the processes involved will kill these important proteins. Now, enzymes are the catalysts for the biological and biochemical processes in your body, including the breakdown of food. So, in fact, without them, there would be no life on this planet. However, Enzymes are not the only important component of a healthy digestive system. Whilst raw food means many more enzymes are available to help break down food, it also requires many more enzymes in order to be broken down itself. And aside from this, it also asks much more of other areas of the digestive system for food, for the raw food to be broken down and absorbed. Cooked or processed foods, on the other hand, place much less demand on the digestive processes, as such foods are essentially in a pre-digestive state. However, at the same time, they do lack the great many health benefits that raw food has to offer, as I explained in my previous slideshow, the pros and cons of a raw food diet. Other areas of digestion that play a big role in how we break down and absorb food include stomach acid, gut flora, and bile. Gut flora, by gut flora, what I'm referring to there is just basically bacteria in the gut. Now, deficiencies in any of these areas will also limit your ability to break down and absorb nutrients from your food. Good digestion depends on optimal levels of these components, not just in enzyme levels. Since raw food in general places greater demands on each of these areas, it can also increase your needs for nutrients and energy in order to produce these extra levels of these important components of digestion. Now, unlike cooked and processed foods, the return on energy and nutrients from raw food far outweigh the extra costs. So whilst raw food may well provide extra enzymes for digestion, it won't make up for any deficiencies or imbalances in stomach acid, bile, or good bacteria. So plant fibers and fructose or fruit sugar can certainly help in feed good bacteria in the gut. These foods won't necessarily help to resolve any imbalances between good and bacteria levels that exist so often. So trouble will arise when the digestive system is in a poor state of health and the deficiencies in each of these areas exist, such that the digestive system is actually incapable of handling the extra demands placed on it by raw food. So in such instances, the consumption of raw food can actually lead to a weakened state of health and a weakened digestive system function in the long run. This explains why some people will not feel well on a raw food diet. They will be much wiser, or they would be much wiser to stick with a diet based more around cooked foods and a little raw food until their digestive health has been improved, and they'll feel much better for it too. Such people should introduce raw foods much more gradually to allow for their digestive systems to adapt. Some people may also find consuming raw food improves digestive complaints in the short term, but causes further problems down the line. Again, what I've explained so far will help shed some light on why this would be the case.